report a shot fired at officers trying to stop the vehicle. We have one officer shot.
We got shots fired. Sounded like an automatic firearm.
Copy, code red, shots fired.
We have an active shooter. We have an active shooter inside the fairground.
Now it's Shots Fired with your host, Tj Kirgin, Dinah Death Milberg, and the lovely Krystal Powers.
And welcome back to another fun-filled, action-packed, information-soaked episode of Shots Fired.
Don't church it up, dirt.
Information soaked. Wow.
It's information moist.
Soak it up. Okay.
I'm your host, or at least I'm supposed to be, Tj Kirgin, a.k.a. Sig Glock & Colt. I'm the HMFIC at TacticalSht.T in St. Peters. Sitting alongside of me is the lovely Alex, Dinah Death Milberg.
Huh.
That was better than last week.
Yeah.
It's always creepy when he says, hello.
Hello.
And then the even lovelier Krystal Powers.
Heyo.
We are the most unprofessional radio people on earth.
Right.
You know, maybe next week we should do that thing where, like, I introduce myself and then you just introduce yourself and I don't have to introduce you.
That's weird. That'd throw everybody off.
No, it wouldn't. It would be less creepy.
What if we all introduced ourselves at the same time?
That could work.
It was like a super introduction.
Just everybody talks at the same time over top of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would work. So anyway, this show is about everything Second Amendment. We talk about guns. We talk about training. We talk about self-defense, protecting yourself, your home, your family, gun laws, infringements on your rights, and what's going on in the news. You know, so we got a little bit of news to talk about this week.
Yeah.
You know, we just had another one of these mass shootings. You know, the Shots Fired show actually started. We used to focus primarily on Monday morning quarterbacking active shooters or mass shootings. You know, that's the term that liberal media has given to events where more than, 3 people get shot or 4?
I don't know. I feel like it changes weekly because, like, what they call a mass shooting, I'm like, but it's like 3 people were shot.
Yeah, well, I mean, basically, what they did was to make the numbers look better.
It's the best news I've ever heard.
Oh my God, House Speaker Pelosi tests positive for COVID-19. Oh my God, how awesome would it be if before this show aired, she's gone?
No, but the only reason they post that is to push get your booster.
Yeah, you can put your mask back on. Yeah. Anyway, we're watching Fox News here in the station, so we can't actually believe anything it says. But they just said that Pelosi has contracted COVID, which is kind of weird right now because COVID's not really around. So they must need a new narrative.
Yeah,
but anyway,
make a resurgence. We're
doing it again. We're squirreling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what squirreling means? That's when the hunting dog jumps off after the squirrel and just goes off into the woods. You know, it's the train goes off the tracks. Anyway, so Shots Fired was Monday morning quarterbacking active shooters and mass shooters.
Yeah.
They brought the number down on mass shooters to like 3 so that every ghetto drive-by in this country would be considered a mass shooting as long as at least 3 people were hit.
You know, I wonder just in comparison if they use that metric for car accidents, how we could compare the two.
How many mass car accidents we have? Accidents that involve more than 2 cars?
Or 3 people.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
I didn't think about that.
We should elect politicians that'll look into that for us.
Yeah.
But anyway, the show used to do that, right? But we ended up having to evolve the show and add all this other content in because during the Trump administration, there really wasn't that many active shooters or
we went like a whole
shootings.
year where it's like if we wait till the next mass shooting, we might not have an episode for like 6 months.
Yeah, I think it was the big one was the Vegas shooting, obviously. Mm-hmm. You know, that was during the Trump administration.
And
still the biggest cover up in this country since what was that president that got shot in the head? JFK. Different one. What?
Nothing.
JFK got shot in the head. You know that, right?
Yeah, I didn't hear what he said.
He said Lincoln, which was also correct.
Okay. Yep. There's just that one in the middle.
Throwing ye old curveball.
But anyway, so there was a mass shooting last week or this week. It was 11 people hit in downtown LA, just blocks from the LA County Courthouse where all the gun laws in the state essentially or in the county of LA are made.
So you're talking one of the most anti-gun, highest gun law counties in one of the highest gun law states.
Yes, they have more. They have an assault weapons ban, right? They have a magazine restriction.
Yeah.
They have heavy duty restrictions on the ability to carry and protect yourself.
Yeah.
But that somehow did not prevent this shooting at 2 a.m. at a nightclub, outside a nightclub, which, you know, when you see the newscasts and you see everybody running and you hear the pop, 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 it's obviously, you know, a fight gone crazy, gang involved, you know, gang on gang. Go ahead and say it.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang.
You know, it's a gang shooting.
Gang, gang.
But, you know, then Biden, he comes out and says enough's enough. Like he does after every shooting, right? Enough's enough. Demands gun control now. Demands the banning of assault rifles.
Yeah, we're gonna ban the thing. You know, come on, guys.
Yeah,
come on.
Oh my God! Did you see his embarrassing loneliness at the meeting where the real president of the United States, Barack Obama, was in the building? You know, like for the first time.
I almost felt bad for him.
I did feel bad. He looked so lost and sad. Or his clone did. Whoever.
He just straight like at one point goes.
It was really sad.
The holograph was jittery. It got stuck.
I felt bad for him.
Yeah, but you know, it was at that moment when my suspicions and my conspiracy theories became okay. It's true. Obama's the president.
So
because he even introduced himself. Go ahead.
Did you see the video that is being brought back up from an interview from years ago?
Yes.
At the end of
Obama.
Yes.
Talking
at
about
the end
having
of his
a third
presidency.
term.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Where he was asked about it, and he was saying his ideal thing would be not necessarily a third term, but to be able to sit in his basement in sweats with an earpiece and tell the puppet figure what to do and not be in the limelight. Get to still be president, still make all the choices and rules, but not actually be in public view.
Well, and then there's the weird thing where I think you were going to say how he introduced himself as the president and introduced Biden as the vice president.
Biden literally said
it came off as a joke.
Here we have the president of the United States, Barack Obama, and I'm his vice president, Biden.
And then ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha. And I'm also Jill's husband. And she's not here because she's working. That was what he said.
How many times has he introduced someone else as president too? Because that happened with Kamala a few times.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, that earpiece is glitching, you know, and with Obama being in the same room, not being able to tell him what to say. Oof.
That's why he seems so lost.
Very well could be.
You ever seen a dog when they're going blind and they just kind of stumble
God,
into
it
things?
just took a really sad turn.
That's what it reminded me of, is a dying blind dog that just kind of stumbles around.
Wow. Oh my God. You guys.
I'm just saying, that's what it looked like.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Yeah. So we you know, now that the libs are back in office, we have more mass shootings, although they're really they're reaching. You know, they're reaching on this one pretty hard.
In St. Louis, what occurred and was the big mass shooting is called a Friday night in St. Louis.
South City.
Yeah.
Yeah. It used to be North County. Now it's South City.
Yeah. Now it's
actually everywhere. Everywhere on the I-70 belt, the 170 belt.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, all you listening out there in Raleigh don't got to worry about them things.
Nope.
No, you just got to worry about them rednecks shooting at the stop signs.
A few tweakers.
Yeah.
A few tweakers here and there.
Speaking of shooting at stop signs, what is the crazy... you know what? I came here armed today with some questions. Instead of just having a planned out show with news and views, you know, and I decided to go ahead and put you guys and myself on the spot because honestly, I didn't prepare any answers either. But, you know, so I one time when I was younger, so I'm going to tell a story about one of the most reckless things I ever did with a gun. Okay. And I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations is over, right? So when I was a young man in a state, I won't say which state, in a county, and I won't say which county, that way I'm protected. I actually fired out of a moving vehicle at stop signs because I was a redneck, right? And, you know, I always knew that there were, you know, what is the background behind that stop sign? Right.
I'm just going to say what we're thinking, which is that sounds really fun.
Yeah, well, it's extremely dangerous. It was stupid. I was a teenager. Probably the worst part of it was I didn't tell the guy driving and I was in the back seat. His ears are still ringing. But that was reckless. You know, I look back on being a young man, you know, and having having weapons and being trained. I was trained well by my family. You know, you still do reckless and dumb things. You know, Alex, what's the most reckless and dumb thing you ever did?
With firearms?
Yeah, that won't get you thrown in the brick. Yeah,
I was gonna say there's a few I'm not going into. I've got two I think legally I'm safe to talk about. One was I committed a flyby shooting.
A flyby shooting? I
was allegedly flying an airplane and decided to crack the window and engage the Missouri River. Allegedly, theoretically.
Yeah.
With CZ.
Okay. You were actually flying the airplane?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't know you could fly.
I didn't either. It was pretty cool.
That's what made it so reckless. It wasn't the shooting the gun.
Turns out I know how to fly.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I'm so confused right now.
No, that's literally what happened.
Well, the people listening in St. Louis they won't be confused in a minute, but they're getting ready to go to break. And so not all of them. You know, we're on 5 stations now. And so we're about to have a break, but some people aren't going to be at a break. So some of you will be right back in a minute. Okay. So I got to hear this, the fly in the plane thing.
Yeah.
You were flying a plane.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're breaking some sort of FAA laws. Let's be careful.
Pretty sure
there.
I broke a bunch.
So let's not give any dates or anything. But how do you end up flying a plane with a firearm?
I'm not using anybody's name or anything, but I had a friend who was actually, I don't even think he was a pilot back then. He was still a student.
Okay, yeah, we probably shouldn't go any further because the FAA is going to be giving you a visit. This was a remote control plane, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an RC plane.
It was an RC plane. Oh, you had me fooled.
Yeah,
you had me fooled.
And it was in Mexico. I forgot to add that.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, on a trip to Mexico.
There's a Missouri River in Mexico.
Missouri.
There is, believe it or not.
Is it really?
Yeah, but they add one of them squiggly lines on the end.
Okay.
Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now let's go to Krystal. Krystal, have you? I'm going to rephrase the question. I knew that he has done something dumb, and I knew that I had done something dumb. But have you ever done anything reckless, all the way back to childhood, with a BB gun, a real gun, or anything like that?
No.
Anything you're ashamed of today?
Absolutely not. Never.
Oh, I have another one.
I'm sorry to say.
Okay. All right.
I have no skeletons in my gun memory closet.
That's good. That's good. That gives us hope for the future. Because,
keep it that way.
You know, we grew up in a time where we didn't wear helmets, and we ate a lot of seed oil probably. So the things, we're not responsible for our actions because of that.
I also may or
Why are you looking at me that way?
What does seed oils have to do with this?
It's because it's
connected somehow.
The seed oil, you tell us that seed oil is the devil, and that seed oil does not get processed by the human body, right? And so it builds up and it stores in the body, so it stores in my brain.
And that
so
makes you do dumb stuff.
All that margarine that was made out of seed oil that my parents thought was more healthy than butter, built up in my brain and made me shoot a stop sign.
That actually makes a lot of sense and might hold up in court.
Yeah, I'm thinking about suing Land O'Lakes.
Yeah, I think you should.
Because of my actions.
I also, Mark 19, for anybody who doesn't know what that is, it is a monstrous belt-fed grenade launching machine gun.
Yeah, it kind of goes dum, 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 dum.
Yes.
And then in the distance you hear boom, 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 boom.
I wasn't used to having turrets that actually worked while I was overseas. And it turns out ones that actually work have this little gear crank to swivel the turret around. And I didn't know they also had locking and unlocking mechanisms because our trucks were a bit older and didn't have any of that. And I may have forgot to lock the turret when I went cyclic, and it's whoop, 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 and all of a sudden it started rotating. And then the gun started to run away, and I'm like, oh God, what do I do? Yeah, I got a little yelled at for that. That was slightly
was this in training or live fire combat?
No, that was in Iraq.
So it was in combat.
It wasn't in a gunfight. We were just testing. We had a Mark 19 I had been working on for a few weeks.
No, it was in combat. That's what you're saying.
Sure, we'll go with that. Oh, I also used an M32 grenade launcher to start a fire.
Actually, that'll bring me to the next thing we're going to talk about. Actually, one of the things we're going to talk about is the biggest mistake you ever made during training. Because it's okay to make mistakes during training. It's the only place you're allowed to make mistakes at. right? But anyway, we don't have time to talk about that right now because we're getting ready to go to break. But when we get back from break, I've got more questions. And I guarantee you're going to be able to answer some of them, Krystal. We're going to find some sort of skeletons in that closet. All right. And we are back on the air on all 5 stations in Missouri, as far away as Rolla and as nearby as St. Charles, Chesterfield, St. Louis, pretty much all the areas of the STL can hear us right now. Now we're on at different times though, so you might be listening to this at 4 o'clock on Saturday or 11 o'clock on Saturday, or God knows what time we're airing. And we're also always podcasting, right? So our show is available. Shots Fired is available on Apple, iTunes, Google Play, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Libsyn, you name it. I don't think we're on SoundCloud yet, for whatever reason.
I think there's an issue uploading it or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I think they just want us to pay them, and it's like, yeah, why? You know, isn't that where Joe Rogan's at?
No, he's on Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify's the one that we're not on then. Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify is one where you have to pay.
Yeah, and they're way too, we're not Joe Rogan, so they probably wouldn't keep our show on the air because we talk about crazy things like shooting machine guns and training in combat and making mistakes and doing dumb things.
Maybe Elon can buy a little bit of Spotify too.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Elon, before we get back into the stories of our youth with firearms and our training history and stuff, what were you saying about this this recently released DoD stuff about aliens?
Yeah, it's crazy. So I guess there was some ship that was getting pursued by 2 orbs recently, and it brought all the alien stuff up again. I guess the Navy just declassified like 150 pages of paperwork talking about
I saw radiation burns on people and
pregnancies.
Unresolved or undefined pregnancies.
Yeah, like weird stuff.
Yeah,
like memory gaps and.
Let's go back to the pregnancy thing.
Yeah.
So the DoD says that there's unexplained pregnancies from alien investigations.
The irony of unexplained pregnancies on a vessel full of semen is quite interesting.
You're hilarious.
I'm just saying that's what sailors are called.
I see what he did there.
You have a group of sailors, they're called seamen. Quit being gross. It's because they're on the sea and they're men.
Yep, definitely.
God.
I'm just, the first time I read that headline, when I saw the unexplained pregnancies part, I was like, oh, wow. Really? You're just going to throw that in there with all the things that are happening in the military?
It's because some admiral knocked up some, E2, and that was the cover-up. It was aliens!
Yep.
I swear, babe. Just like in Florida with the herpes monkeys.
But if it really was aliens, it completely explains Elon Musk.
That he's a hybrid? My father-in-law firmly believes there is hybrid alien people walking around. Yeah,
they're like demigods, but demi-aliens? I guess that would be the
I don't know.
Half alien, half human?
Yeah.
I can believe that.
That explains a large portion of our staff, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Half alien, half human. Yeah. Okay, there's a lot of things I could say there that I'm not going to say because...
I can just see things going through your brain like, nope, can't say that.
Okay, bring on the questions. I want to hear some more.
Okay, yeah. Bring on the questions.
I'm slightly scared. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. So as far as asking questions, I'm going to start with a simple one. We'll start with you, Krystal. Okay. What's your favorite gun that you own?
What? I'm just going to say my 38 because
Your 38?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a 38 revolver?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me about it.
It has a pink grip.
That is actually shocking. You do not seem like the pink gun girl.
I was kind of shocked to hear that.
Yeah, it's got a pink grip and it has no safety.
Okay. No safety? Does it have a hammer?
No.
Okay, so it's a hammerless 38.
Hammerless, that's what I was talking about, not safety.
Yeah, hammerless is nice because it does, that hammer gets caught when you're trying to draw it out of something like your purse. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's your favorite gun you own.
I have lots, but I don't want to talk about all the guns.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to know what was the favorite gun you own.
That's my favorite because that's one I have with me all the time.
Okay. My favorite gun that I own is I'm going to shock you. Because I know Alex is looking at me right now and he's expecting me to say that my HK MP5 SD.
Yeah.
Right. An HK Heckler & Koch MP5, which is a submachine gun.
Yep.
SD integrally integrally suppressed, meaning the entire barrel is a suppressor. The MP5 has little bitty ports in the beginning of the barrel in the chamber before it goes into the suppressor, which actually bleeds off gas to slow down supersonic 9mm rounds, so that basically all 9mm that you run through this thing goes subsonic. So it's basically a machine gun typewriter that sounds like a typewriter. Okay,
it's stupid. It sounds like it.
I want to change my answer.
Yeah. Well, but
this is so cool.
But that is what he assumes I'm going to say is my favorite gun.
Yeah,
it's not.
It is my most expensive gun.
Yeah,
because that gun right now is getting worth about $50,000.
Okay. So
now
that's more on the investment side.
It is. Matter of fact, it absolutely is an investment. It's the only reason I bought it. Wink, wink, wife.
Totally.
As an investment. My favorite gun, and the other stations are going to have to hear this right when they come back because they're getting ready to go to that break. But my favorite gun, you ready for it?
Yeah.
It's my SAW M249.
Really?
Yes. So I have a belt fed. That's not supposed to make noise. I have a belt fed 5.56 SAW M249, which is basically a squad machine gun. All right. Similar probably to what you carried in Iraq, or were you carrying the 240?
Yeah, 240.
Yeah, you carried 240. That's why you're so big.
No, I was a little tiny filler back then. That's the
I
funny
Googled
part.
it just to see a picture, and that's what I get.
Okay, so everybody, I'm going to paint a picture for you now.
249.
Yeah,
249.
So she just Googled saw, and it came up with pictures of a table saw. Okay. So anyway, the saw, the one I have is not fully automatic. It's not a machine gun.
Yeah.
It's a semi-auto closed bolt firing saw,
yeah,
paratrooper model. So it's got the slidey stock and the short barrel and the bipod and 130 round belt bag.
Yep.
You know, this thing is just sick. The beautiful thing about it is, you know, if the apocalypse ever came, it would be relatively easy to make full auto.
Yeah. Because
my saw is not FN. So if you buy an FN saw, it's semi-auto permanently, right? It's called an M249 or a 249 S.
Yeah, yeah.
For semi-auto. It fires closed bolt and cannot be converted to full auto. The one that I have is a Machine Gun Armory of America or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And so the fire control group is actually HK. So in theory, I could move the HK fire control group from my machine gun, which I have proper licensing for, to the saw and turn it into a machine gun. Unfortunately, there is a technicality in the law that says I can't do that without a manufacturer's license. Why is that, Alex?
Because we're a bunch of nerds and they don't want us to have fun.
Well, that and the HK, the fire control group, is the serialized firearm.
Yeah.
And the
FN, firearm in a firearm.
The serialized firearm is the upper receiver. So in order to put them together, you would be putting a gun on a gun to make a new gun.
Gunception.
Therefore, it'd be gunception. So it'd be manufacturing. So even though I could do it, I would never do it just because of that one technicality. Unless, of course, I had an SOT-07, and then I could probably do it just for fun. But I don't. So, but anyway, that's my favorite gun. Alex, what is your favorite gun you own?
That's a hard one. It's a tie between my 300 Blackout and my MPX.
You can't have a tie. You have to have a favorite. Same with children.
Oh.
I'm going with MPX.
It's the MPX?
Yeah.
Okay.
MPX.
And now I'm going to ask you why.
It's fun to shoot. It's 9mm, so I can actually, it wouldn't be a big deal to take 1,000 rounds to the range and go shoot it off. Even today's pricing. It's suppressed. It's just fun to shoot. It's just fun.
So it's a 6 hour.
Yeah.
MPX.
Yep. It's a little 9mm. I've got the 8-inch barrel.
They're basically called subguns. I mean, because it could be called a PCC.
Yeah.
Is it technically correct? Is it a carbine gas system? No, because it's a piston. But it could. Yeah. Is it carbine length?
I don't really know how that works. I think it should be pistol technically.
Yeah.
With an 8-inch barrel.
Yeah.
Because I think carbine length gas is 9-inch.
Right.
Does it look like this?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it looks like.
I've got the PDW style. Actually, what do I have on? No, I don't. That's something else. I have the side folding arm bar with tail hook.
Yeah, tail hook mod
That's
1.
fun.
So it's still considered a pistol or a handgun. And most likely a SIG MPX is going to, even after they change the definition of an arm brace pistol versus short barreled rifle, which is coming very soon. I think it's like August or something, or maybe June.
August.
As long as it's short, light, can be aimed with one hand using the arm brace properly and still put shots on a target, I think it's going to qualify. So the MPX, being kind of a sub gun similar to my MP5, just not full auto, is a very, very good self-defense, home defense truck gun. A lot of fun to shoot. And like you said, it's cheap. When I shoot my M249 right now, we're spending over 50 cents a bullet every time we pull the trigger.
Not cheap.
With a 9mm right now, you're spending probably 38 cents a bullet right now.
Okay.
And the time is now to stock up, folks. If you're listening to anything we say today, stock up on ammo. The ammo crisis that happened last year, what's about to happen, I'd say in the next 4 to 5 months, is going to blow your mind.
Yeah, because we're already seeing primer prices skyrocket.
Yeah, well, recently, Vista Outdoor, the owners of CCI, publicly traded company, by the way, buy stock. I shouldn't say that. I know nothing about stocks. Don't take my advice on investments. Buy machine guns. Machine guns always go up.
I think that's my plan for next year.
Always go up. Machine guns always go up.
Do you guys sell machine guns?
We do not sell machine guns.
That's a whole other ordeal on its own.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd have to have an SOT-07, right? Or can we sell machine guns with an SOT-03 as long as we don't touch them?
Technically, we can have them as SOT-03. The problem would be warehousing them.
Right, yeah. We wouldn't want to do that.
No.
Help me out here. Where were we going with this? That was a squirrel.
Oh, you were going to ask the next question.
Oh, we were talking about ammo and the prices going through.
Vista Outdoors.
Yeah, so Vista Outdoors just announced that they are that all primers are sold out for the next year and a half, back ordered, and that sales to civilians for primers are essentially over. They're not doing it. So all primers for the reloading guys, the guys that hate their wives and sit in their basement, arm lever.
Yep.
And that's their solace. That's their peace. They're not going to be able to get any American primers.
No.
There is a huge influx of primers coming in from Turkey, which I'm surprised hasn't slowed down because of the war in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
But it probably will. But right now we're seeing wholesale prices on primers at 10 cents a primer.
To give people an idea, pre-2020, 9mm was only getting to be like 26 cents around retail is what you could
And a
find
primer
for.
was 3 cents.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're talking over triple prices of primers in just a quick 3-year time span. And it's going to go up even more, guaranteed.
All right. So your favorite gun is your hammerless 38. Did you say what it is? Is it a Ruger, a Smith & Wesson?
Smith & Wesson.
Smith & Wesson? Okay. Do you practice that Dirty Harry line?
No, I do
not. Do
not.
you feel lucky, punk? Well, do you?
I'm going to now.
Yeah, you should. That should be the next reel that you make. And
Okay.
then tag me in it.
Deal.
Yeah. Don't aim the gun at the camera, though, because you'll get kicked off Instagram for that.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's one of Instagram's rules. You can't point the gun at the camera. It's like assault.
Dang it, Alec Baldwin.
Right.
Ruins everything.
Okay. Next question.
Oh, boy.
Alex, I'll start with you this time since we left off with you. So we talked about your favorite gun that you have to shoot. I should have said favorite gun to shoot, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
What is your favorite gun you've ever shot?
Whoa. Honestly, I'd have to say, and it even surprises me, but if I'm going just my instinctual response, I want to say it was SHOT Show 4 years ago or 5 years ago. There was a suppressed Mark 48. Mark 48 it's very similar to the saw.
Basically a saw.
But it's in 308.
Okay.
Short barrel, full auto, belt fed, suppressed with an EOTech, and I absolutely fell in love. I had no problem engaging steel 150 yards away standing and just doing 10, 15 round bursts. This thing's an absolute animal. I'd have to say ever shot, because I haven't shot a minigun yet, it would be that.
Okay. All right.
The 50's my baby, but that was actually more fun.
So the favorite gun you've ever shot is a Mark 48 308 short barreled suppressed with an EOTech.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if Krystal can top that.
I can't. I haven't shot my favorite gun yet.
Well, no. There's another question about the gun you haven't shot yet. What's your favorite gun you've ever shot? You have to have shot something other than your 38 and liked it more.
Actually, yeah, I've shot a lot of things. I didn't really. Well, okay. So this is. I don't remember the name of it. There's one. It was a. It was when I was with my ex, and he was a Marine, and they had a, what do they call it? Wait, Jane.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about. It was invite your
Jane Wayne or something like that.
Invite your wife to work type of day.
You basically have a day where the wives get to come in and try a little bit of all parts of Marine Corps training. So like rifle range, the O course, PT, stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
All of that. Whatever I shot there, that was my favorite.
That has to be Jody's favorite day.
You probably know what. Are you? What?
No, nothing. Don't worry about it.
I'm going to worry about it.
It would be the opposite because all the wives are gone.
Yeah, but it's like a show for Jody. You get to bring them all and parade them in front of him.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Anyway, go ahead. So
probably a saw. Did it have like
when
all the bullets connected?
When you were doing the Jody Jane
it was
day,
a saw. It was
a saw. So literally, we just discovered something here. Her favorite gun that she ever, or that. Wait a minute. Where are we talking about? This is the favorite gun you ever shot? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you and I have the same favorite gun.
Air 5.
Air 5?
Or was it this?
And now we're showing pictures on the radio.
If I went to Facebook, I could probably find a picture from like 2008. No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a 249 then.
I
showed her a 240.
Okay. So it was a 249. So we got something in common. That's pretty cool. You know what we don't have in common? I go to Precision Fitness. And you don't.
That was a good segue.
You like that?
Oh, man, just right into that.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Precision Fitness is a sponsor of this show. And they're also a sponsor of Me Naked, which is pretty cool. The reason I go to Precision Fitness is because I like to look better naked. Hey, speaking of looking better naked, didn't you say something like, didn't we have the best post of the week from a gun community?
Yeah. So
what did that say?
Goes out to a Martin Payne Jones Jr. I work out to look good naked, not to punch harder. I carry a Glock.
Right on, bro. Well, you know what? If you want to work out to look better and punch harder, and even if you carry a Glock, Precision Fitness is a great place to train. If you want to pay to have top-level personal training. You actually did it for the first time this week. I actually went in and trained with Jake, didn't you?
Yeah, and I like to think that I work out pretty hardcore when I work out on my own, but it's always good to have somebody push you a little further than you can push yourself. And Jake destroyed me. I mean, it was brutal. Like by the time we were done, I was struggling to be able to bench 10 reps of 135 pounds on a Smith machine.
Wow. And, knowing your normal
bad
weight, that's pretty bad. I do the same thing. I go in and I work out with Jamie. Like my weakness is legs. Everybody always makes fun of me. Skip leg day, bro. All my entire life, everybody has always said that. But so to try to, I do tons of leg stuff. So now every day is leg day. But what I do is I go in and I train with Jamie here and there in order to really push my legs past where I'm going to push them. Because the guy's an absolute gorilla.
Yeah,
an absolute gorilla. But he's not just a meathead. He's kind of like Krystal. He's also big time into nutrition.
Yeah,
and not only healthy nutrition, but how minor adjustments to your nutrition can greatly change your training, your strength, your look. And it's amazing. I've seen him. He did it with like my daughter right before she did a competition, just make some quick adjustments at the last second. And next thing you know, like her skin is elastic tight over, super defined muscles. And 2 days before that, she didn't look like that.
He's a magician with that.
Absolutely. And then in addition to that, Precision Fitness also does all kinds of supplementation. They'll check your blood on a regular basis. They'll offer you, testosterone supplements if you need it. A whole range of peptides to control your sugar levels, to control your, to control your human growth hormone that your own body creates. I take one called the Wolverine peptide. Actually helps me sleep better at night, and it helps me recover much noticeably faster from injury.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just a simple pill you take every night. So anyway, Precision Fitness and Medical Spa in Creve Coeur. Check them out. PrecisionFitnessandMedicalSpa.com. I probably should have set those on silent. Okay, so we're back to the question round.
Boy.
So the next question I've got for you is, so we've talked about your favorite gun that you own, the favorite gun that you've ever shot, and now I want to know, what is your bucket list gun? The gun that you haven't shot yet, that if you knew that the end was coming and you had an opportunity to shoot whatever, what gun would that be?
Minigun.
Minigun?
Yeah.
Okay. So the GE minigun?
Yeah, but I don't know which one. Probably the 50.
Yeah.
I don't remember the designation of which one's which, because there's like 20 different variations of the GAU. But the tri-barreled 50 for sure. Just because that will absolutely decimate everything.
Mm-hmm.
You have a 3-barreled, 1,200 rounds or 2,000 round a minute 50 cal, I think, that nothing's going to hold up to that.
Well, the cool thing about miniguns is if you shoot them long enough, the bullets liquefy coming down to the barrel. So you're literally just spraying hot lead.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I actually got to shoot a minigun in Vegas once, so I've already popped that one off I've popped that cherry already.
Was it everything you thought it would be?
Well, I could only afford to shoot it for 3 seconds. So it was very much like, no, I shouldn't say that. It was very anticlimactic. It was like,
right as you have fun, it's done.
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
I'm done.
It's like having the hottest chick in school and you've always just wanted, and then 3 seconds and you're done. It's just like very, very, okay. So that happened. I think this was before the ammo crisis. This was probably 6-7 years ago in Vegas at least, Battlefield Vegas. You can actually rent one. Mm-hmm. And I want to say it was $1,000 for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's ungodly.
That's so disappointing.
So it'd be like $5,000.
Yeah. So it's like not. Let's change the analogy. It's not the hottest chick in school. It's the hottest. It's the hottest hooker in school, because not only did it only last 3 seconds, but you had to pay $1,000.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Sounds accurate.
So, okay. Hopefully I'm not ruining your bucket list minigun. But
no, the only other thing
your bucket list is not to go, you want to go longer than 3 seconds.
Well, I want to change it slightly, though, if I can.
Okay.
Do rockets count?
Ooh.
You stole my question.
Oh, really? Yeah, because I'm like, well, you still shoot it, because that changes things.
Yeah. So if it is a rocket that's launched from a launcher, then yes, it counts.
Yeah, the small then.
Okay.
I always wanted to shoot a small.
What's that?
It's a small weapon, anti-tank weapon. I don't even remember what it stands for.
Standard bazooka.
No,
Isn't
so that's the AT-4 is what you're thinking of.
Okay.
The AT-4 is disposable rocket, fire 1 round, drop it, that's it.
Oh, well, no. I'm not thinking of that then. I am thinking of the SMA.
The small is the one that actually even has the 9mm spotting rifle built into it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can mark your target, your spotter will tell you you're on, then you fire the rocket. It's also the loudest handheld weapon in the Marine Corps.
That's unfortunate.
It's ridiculously loud. And it's just cool because it's just this monstrous ball of fire and then a missile hits a tank and blows up. It's just cool.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay. All right. So what's you said that's your answer, but so he was with minigun. He's now changed his answer. His bucket list has changed to, what is it again?
The small.
Small?
Yeah.
SMAW.
Yeah.
Small. SMAW. Small.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now your answer is small. You just didn't know what it was called.
No, yes. I was going to say bazooka because that's what I thought it was called.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can shoot down anything.
Yeah.
Plane? See ya.
No.
Yes, you can.
No.
I've seen it.
With the small?
Yes.
Oh,
I mean, they got to be low.
You're
That's a
believing
javelin.
Ukrainian propaganda videos again, aren't you?
I think that's a javelin is what you're thinking of.
You're probably right.
The small doesn't lock in anything. The javelin will.
So you just got to be really good shot.
really good to hit a plane. Like
You just gotta lead it a little bit.
But I mean, so you can plane, helicopter, ship, tank.
Pretty much.
You just got to be able to carry it.
Squirrels.
Oh.
Can you imagine hitting a squirrel
And their
with a
whole family.
rocket?
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pete is going to be calling us now because we're talking about
Took the words out of my
rocket attacks on squirrels. So I'm drawing a blank on mine, but I'm gonna have you help me out.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So my gun of choice for absolute bucket list. All right. It goes Burt.
Oh, the
Warthog.
Yeah, the 20mm cannon.
Yeah,
The Vulcan.
20mm Vulcan cannon out of a Warthog. Now I want to be in the Warthog shooting it.
Didn't Black Rifle Coffee put that on a Prius or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. No, they wouldn't. That was like a 50 minigun.
Okay.
Because a Vulcan would be the size of a
huge.
Prius, because it's literally the size of a Volkswagen Mini or Volkswagen Bug.
That is a good choice.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah,
pretty
because
fun.
then I get the excitement of diving toward the earth in a plane, which I've done before, releasing 20mm hot lead in a giant fart sound of death.
Yeah.
Oh.
You
Burt.
took it. Yeah, the intro was so sexy, and then you used the fart sound of death. Really, just okay. Wait, say it again because I want to Google what this looks like.
Fart sound of death.
No.
Don't look that up. Vulcan. Just look up 20mm Vulcan cannon.
Well, or Warthog. What's the
A10.
A10.
It literally
Warthog.
just goes brrr.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
If you ever just want to watch hours of battle footage, just
They used it intensely in Afghanistan. Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
It's a monster.
all right. So now that we've gotten all of that out, I think so. My next question was, what's your everyday carry? But we already know because you said it was 38, Krystal.
Yeah, but I need to change that because I want something that I can put in my pants.
That's what she said, literally, right there.
It does apply.
That's
It
the
does
longest
apply.
we've ever went without one of those.
Also, what she said.
No, that's what he said. Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's focus on this really quick because you have a 38 hammerless revolver, but you want to carry something else that you can carry in your pants. So let's talk about that. Why do you not like carrying the 38? What do you want to improve, or why do you want to replace it?
It's just wide and heavy. Obviously, the what's this thing called?
The cylinder
Maybe.
where you put the bullets.
The revolver
Yeah.
cylinder.
Yeah, it's just too wide. I don't know. It's not something that I can really. If I were to try to put it somewhere on anywhere in my
Waistband.
Thank you. I was
Yes.
going to say belt loops. That doesn't sound right.
No, it does make
It
sense because
would
a revolver has a big bulge
Yeah.
that keeps it from being able to be whipped out of your pants.
You're just on fuego today.
I know that means fire.
Yeah. Good job. Yeah, no, I don't want it to. Flag's not the right word. What's the word I'm thinking of?
Print.
Get caught. Print.
So
Yes.
one common thing I'll say with printing is people will put a gun in their waistband, go look in the mirror, look exactly where they know the gun is, and be like, oh, I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But to the everyday person who's not scanning your body up and down and for a gun is never going to see it.
Well, I think it might be. Hold on, I'm gonna tell my story from the restaurant in Florida during the after party.
Yep.
So some of our stations aren't going to hear that because we're running out of time. But you're right. I think if you're a man, other men do not tip unless they're like us. We scan waistlines.
Yeah.
We look for hands and we scan the waistline. All right. Looking for that threat. Are you a threat? Are you a potential threat? But most men who are not of the defensive, alpha mindset, they're not scanning waistlines because there's also, peepees and butts in waistlines. And you don't want to get caught looking at one of those because you might, it's the whole
That's a good
homophobic
point.
thing. But on a woman, men are definitely scanning waistlines and scanning curvature
and
and
that's
looking,
an
and an
issue.
anomaly is going to, I guess if the guy's looking to do bad things to you, the first thing he's going to check out is your butt. Your waistline's part of your butt. And,
That's a valid
if
point.
you've
I
got
don't
a
think of that.
bulge there, maybe it's good to print. Like, bro, I got a gun, I don't know, but I understand what you're saying. The 38 is going to print. It's going to also be harder to possibly draw. It's going to be more uncomfortable, especially sitting in a chair, because you're going to carry that gun at like the 5 o'clock, and it's going to, you know, rub up against the seat and, you know, whatever. Yeah. So what you're wanting to do is probably go to a semi-automatic handgun that has a narrow profile, something like a Glock 43 or a Sig Sauer 365.
I used to have a Glock 17, and that was honestly a little too big for my
that's too big for everybody.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's literally,
okay, I feel better about it.
Yeah, no, that's huge.
A Glock 17 is literally a full-size gun. That's just a regular everyday gun, not meant for concealed carry.
That's like a duty gun.
Yeah, that Glock 17 was made for cops because they need that extra inch of barrel, because cops can't typally hit what they're aiming at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I feel a little better about myself.
You should.
I have small
normal.
hands, even for a woman, and so when I shot that, I did not enjoy it.
Yeah.
So that, something smaller than that.
Okay. Yeah. So a Glock 19 is the standard concealed carry choice of most men in America. However, it is also a fairly large handgun when you compare it to something like a P365 from Sig Sauer, or a Glock 43. I'm carrying a Glock 43 right now, only because it's the only gun that I had a holster for as I was running out of the house. But I typically don't like this one. It's just too small for me. It's actually uncomfortable compared to my 19. The bigger gun just fits in my waistband better, whatever. I don't know how to explain that. But the P365 or the Smith & Wesson EZ 9mm is also a great choice for females, because the Smith & Wesson EZ has a slide assist, so it's easier to rack and load and unload for women.
That's a good thing to think about, because I know, like, when I worked at a gun show and people have to check their guns in, if a woman was having her gun checked, most of them couldn't even rack their own guns.
Yeah, that's pretty normal to
see.
Which is sad.
I'm going to say this really fast. If you're a woman and you're practicing racking your gun, the best thing to do is to, how most women try to pull back on the slide, right? The trick is you have to pull back on the slide and push forward with the pistol grip at the same time.
Right.
When you do those two motions, you cut the weight in half because you're going two directions with two muscles. We have 1 minute left. This is the speed round. Right?
Ready.
I have to tell the story that Alex was getting ready to laugh at me about. We're talking about printing.
Yep.
I'm scared.
Him and I had worked all day at the grand opening of the TacticalSht.T Clearwater location in the Tampa Bay area. And we went to this ridiculously busy restaurant that had this long wait. And they're like, you can go outside to the beach bar and, pay $10 cover and you could at least eat at the bar and you don't have to wait 2 hours or whatever. And so I had been working all day. And I put on I changed T-shirts when I got out of the car, and we walk up, and I did not check myself for printing. I had not only my Glock 19 in the appendix carry, which is right under my navel, but I also had my Dom Rosso Dynamis blade in that same area, and the Dynamis blade was sticking way out in my shirt. So it was obvious I was carrying a bunch of things underneath my shirt. Yeah. And we walked up to the bouncer, who immediately looked at me. He was like, he had a security guard, full carrier on. He looks at me, he goes, "You got any knives or guns on you?" And I just looked at him. I said, "Well, of course I do." And he goes, "You got to take them back to your car." And I'm like, "Well, okay, I'm leaving," because I wasn't gonna, announce that I had a gun with all the people standing around and then go leave it in the car.
Right.
So we just went to a different restaurant. But that is the story, and that is the end of the show. We'll see you next week for more Shots Fired, and I think we'll keep this question thing going. I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Agreed.
Hey, if you guys want to give us your answers, I don't know how you would do that. Email us, TJ@TacticalSH.T.com or Alex@TacticalSH.T.com. Email us the answers to your questions, and we might read them next week on the show.
Or DM us on our Instagram account.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can do that too. See ya.
Bye.